Welcome to the Speaking of Women's Health podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Holly Thacker, and thanks for joining me back in the Sunflower House. Today's podcast episode is going to be on nutrient-dense foods, superfoods, and should you eat them, and food as medicine. So what are superfoods and should you eat them? Superhero, superfood, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. So are superfoods really supercalifragilisticexpialidocious? Or is all this talk about superfoods just nonsense? Or is it really truly fantastic? Well, there are a lot of benefits of superfoods because if a food is powerful enough to help you lower your risk of cancer, lower the risk of heart disease, lower diabetes risk, and for an added bonus, put you in a better mood, well, then I would say that's truly fantastic. Food is medicine, and you are what you eat do have more than just a kernel of truth in them. The term superfood is used by many in the medical and nutritional worlds to constitute the healthiest amongst foods. These superfoods can offer potential life-saving benefits by helping keep you healthy, by improving your immune system, cardiovascular parameters such as blood pressure, cholesterol, blood sugar, can potentially lower cancer risk, can boost metabolism, we're all for that, and increase energy, in part by stabilizing your blood sugar and helping your muscles function better. So I'm going to talk about initially 13 top superfoods that potentially offer super health protection. Number 1, chia seeds. They are the richest source of plant-based omega-3 fatty acids, higher than flaxseed. Omega-3 are fatty acids that your body cannot make and therefore you need. Chia seeds provide an excellent source of fiber, both soluble and insoluble, which helps you feel satisfied. Be sure to tune in and listen to my prior podcast on constipation and fiber if you missed that. So chia seeds are full of antioxidants, protein, and minerals such as calcium, phosphorus, magnesium, manganese, copper, niacin, and zinc. And they look like tiny little poppy seeds, and they have a crunchy texture and a mild nutty taste. And you can sprinkle them on yogurt or salads, oatmeal, or baked goods. Omega-3s are mood elevators, and omega-3s have been used in treating postpartum depression. It was only years later that I realized the reason I was craving fish, filet of fish actually, when I was pregnant with my third son, was for the omega-3s. Number 2. Wild salmon. This is another rich source of protein, vitamin D, and selenium, as well as B-complex and those wonderful anti-inflammatory omega-3s, as well as carnitine. So what's the best salmon to buy? Wild-caught Alaskan salmon, which tends to rank low in contaminants and high in nutrients. And you only need 2 servings of omega-rich foods per week. Number 3, walnuts or almonds. Just a handful a day will deliver a healthy dose of omega-3s, alpha-linoleic acid, copper, manganese, and the form of vitamin E, which protects your heart and brain. So walnuts on your plate a few times per week can not only protect your brain, but also help slow other neurodegenerative diseases. Number 4, blueberries. Well, blueberries contain disease-fighting phytochemicals, flavonoids, and soluble fiber, and they have the potential to reduce the risk of serious diseases like heart disease and help lower blood pressure in postmenopausal women. Virtually all fruits and vegetables have powerful health effects, and in general, fruits and vegetables should constitute about half of your plate. Number 5, beans, peas, and lentils. These help raise the level of the hormone leptin, which curbs your appetite. They also deliver a powerful combination of B vitamins, calcium, potassium, and folate. All of this helps maintain healthy brain, cell, and skin function, and can even reduce blood pressure levels and stroke risk. Number 6, avocado. This superfood contains healthy fats and nutrients like oleic acid, lutein, which is good for the eyes, folate, vitamin E, monosaturated fats, and glutathione, which helps protect your body from heart disease, cancer, and degenerative eye and brain diseases. Number 7, cruciferous vegetables. These are vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, Brussels sprouts. They have the ability to inhibit the growth of certain types of cancers and even stop others by reducing the production of free radicals. These power-packed veggies reduce the risk for cancer by increasing glycosinolate. Number 8, green leafy vegetables like spinach, kale, Swiss chard. They deliver more nutrients with very little calories and are filled with fiber, vitamins A, C, K, and minerals like potassium, magnesium, and calcium, as well as phytochemicals. These foods can help reduce your risk for heart disease and cancer. Number 9, quinoa. Quinoa is a perfect, complete vegetarian protein, high in fiber and rich in betaine, which is also known as TMG, trimethylglycerine, which is an energy booster. Number 10, oats. Oats is a great source of fiber and can help lower your cholesterol. Number 11, soy. Soy is a complete protein that lowers cholesterol and in some women might slightly help blunt hot flashes. Number 12, tea. Green tea, black tea, white tea, herbal tea, rooibos, red teas are rich and flavorful, calorie-free, and most adults can enjoy in moderation and reap health benefits. I have a column on different types of teas on our speakingofwomenshealth.com website. Number 13, chocolate. A rich, powerful, delicious treat that actually does a body good. I focused on chocolate on my 3rd podcast. It can elevate mood, hence many women with premenstrual syndrome crave chocolate during that time of the month. Chocolate can improve blood flow and even lower blood pressure. And dark chocolate is full of antioxidants, which can help prevent cellular damage, degenerative disease, and even cancer. Only a very small amount is needed, and dark chocolate is best. So how can you boost your energy levels with TMG foods? Well, foods high in TMG boost your energy level and help facilitate the methylation process, which is very important for DNA cellular repair, your liver detoxification mechanisms, lipid metabolism, and production of SAMe, S-A-M-E. SAMe helps your liver and can boost mood and help joint function. TMG foods also help in the conversion of homocysteine, which is a damaging amino acid, into a healthy amino acid, methionine, which is the base for neurotransmitters in the brain like serotonin. So TMG in foods. Remember, betaine equals TMG, which stands for trimethylglycine. Quinoa has 630 milligrams, which is TMG per 100 grams. Spinach clocks in 577 milligrams. Wheat bran, 360 milligrams. Lamb's quarter, 332 milligrams. And beets, 256 milligrams. So, for breakfast, try some Greek yogurt with blueberries and chia seeds. Maybe for lunch, try a sliced avocado with spinach on your turkey whole grain sandwich with a side of quinoa, kale, cranberry salad. And perhaps for dinner, you should eat some wild Alaskan salmon with Brussels sprouts, beets, and lentil soup, and top it off with a small chocolate walnut brownie. So you might not morph into a superhero with superpowers, but you just might feel like one.
We'll be back after a quick break.
Hey, quick question for you. Are you someone who wants to be fit, healthy, and happy? And what if I told you you could get your dream body by simply just listening to a podcast? I'm Josh.
And I'm KG, and we're the hosts of the Fit, Healthy, and Happy podcast.
Listen, we get it. Fitness isn't easy. Carbs, no carbs.
Just stop, okay? It doesn't have to be that complicated. And that's why we made this podcast. We get straight to the facts so you can become your best you.
So the way to check us out is click the link in the show notes or search Fit, Healthy, and Happy podcast on any of the major podcast platforms. We'll see you soon.
Coffee, tea, or fatty liver? What does your liver really do? Well, as an organ, the liver doesn't get a lot of love. The brain is dazzling, the heart is the heart, and the intestines, trust your gut, sometimes get more respect. If you want to refer to someone as a coward, you might call them lily-livered. Let's hear it for your liver. The organ that works so hard daily to metabolize, process, and detoxify and store nutrients, although it's a frequently overlooked metabolic workhorse. Your liver's got several functions. It stores glycogen, a sugar. It's involved in protein synthesis. It metabolizes medicines and hormones, plays an important role in detoxification. And your liver also produces bile, which aids in digestion. So treat your liver well. The liver is a very versatile organ that has regenerative capability, but can be insulted with toxins, especially alcohol, several viruses like hepatitis A, hepatitis B, or hepatitis C, common medications like acetaminophen, brand name Tylenol, in doses just above the therapeutic range can cause marked liver damage and even death from liver failure. The most pervasive recent lifestyle toxins is the epidemic of obesity and the excess of calories and fats, which can contribute to fatty liver. Years ago, fatty liver was thought to be a benign condition, but it's not benign because up to 1 in 6 women with fatty liver, especially those with diabetes, can develop NASH, non-alcoholic steatohepatitis, fatty liver. It means the fat's irritating the liver and can cause damage, scarring, and the dreaded cirrhosis. The most common cause of cirrhosis is from alcohol. However, fat-related alcohol damage is on the rise. And cirrhosis, or scarring of the liver, is permanent, and it can lead to full-blown liver failure. So women who are regular, heavy drinkers of alcohol are far more likely to develop alcoholic cirrhosis. And you don't even have to be an alcoholic to develop liver cirrhosis. Simple daily social drinking can do it. Other conditions like autoimmune conditions like primary biliary cirrhosis occur much more commonly in women. And storage overload conditions like hemochromatosis from excess iron and Wilson's disease, copper metabolism problems, can also damage the liver. Fatty liver can be caused from alcohol, pregnancy, obesity, cholesterol and lipid abnormalities, gastric bypass, iron overload, hepatitis C, which all adults should be screened for at least once. Treatment includes removing the offending agents, losing weight, avoiding alcohol, ingesting a diet free of trans fats, getting vitamin E, which is an antioxidant, under a physician's supervision, ingesting heart-healthy fats like omega-3s in food, getting daily exercise, and treating diabetes and lipid disorders. Intermittent fasting may be very beneficial for fatty liver and helps to reduce insulin and blood sugar levels. Milk thistle tea that contains silymarin may have some liver protectant properties for lowering inflammation, although individuals really should not drink more than a couple cups of milk thistle tea in any one day. So, how does caffeine help your liver? Well, the most recent good news is that caffeine can reduce fatty liver in those people with non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, NASH or NALD. Coffee and tea are frequently consumed beverages that contain caffeine, and caffeine appears to stimulate the metabolism of fat stored in liver cells. And caffeine is, of course, one of the world's most commonly ingested substances. It's a stimulant with numerous effects. And in future podcasts, we will be discussing caffeine in greater detail. So don't be lily-livered. Eat right, exercise, avoid weight gain and fatty liver risk. Be careful with alcohol and medicine consumption. And always bring in all prescription medicines and over-the-counter supplements when you visit your physician. And if you're an adult, inquire about hepatitis C testing with your physician, particularly if you've had any kind of body art or tattoos or ever been exposed to any needles that may not be perfectly sterilized. And please, for most people, you can go ahead and enjoy that morning cup of Java or green tea and maybe even a mid-afternoon milk thistle tea with just a little bite of chocolate. So we're going to talk some more about superfoods and the benefits of those foods and finding healthy foods that you enjoy. So it's true that healthy foods can be delicious. Is it true that eating oatmeal is associated with lower cholesterol levels? In some people, yes. Is it true that green tea is healthy because it's rich in cachectin polyphenols? That's true. The active component of green tea, EGCG, also known as epigallocachectin, in both of these healthy options is a very potent antioxidant, and it can block cellular damage from free radicals. And thus, EGCG has been associated with reductions in cancer and heart disease, and even been found to have some benefits in people with viral infections. As we enter the flu and cold season, actually we're just now exiting it because it's now April of 2023, but really all year long, it's important to stay well hydrated. And certainly research has suggested that both green tea and black tea polyphenols do have potent antiviral activity. But certainly this does not mean you have to force yourself to eat or drink foods and liquids that you don't like. Finding something that you enjoy and indulge in and has health benefits is a win-win proposition. Heart-healthy foods. I've got patients in my practice who sheepishly admit they force themselves to drink red wine for heart benefits, but they don't like it. And I say, stop it. Eat some grapes instead. Resveratrol is found in grape skins, berries, peanuts, and is part of that group of compounds called polyphenols. Polyphenols are micronutrients that we get through certain plant-based foods, and they're packed with antioxidants and potential health benefits. Cholesterol reduction foods. For those that enjoy a warm, hearty bowl of oatmeal, then please enjoy. Oatmeal contains soluble fiber, which will reduce your low-density LDL cholesterol, the so-called bad cholesterol. And if oatmeal's not your forte, there's so many other foods like apple pectin, garlic, and soy, which will also reduce cholesterol levels. What about metabolism-boosting teas? Well, teas have a type of flavonoid called cachectins that may boost metabolism and help your body break down fats more quickly. For years, I tried to force myself to drink green tea, but it just reminded me of smelly old socks. But as I'm sitting here today talking to you in the Sunflower House, I'm sipping some green tea. But it's a delicious blueberry superfruit green tea that I really enjoy. Omega-3 foods. For every food that you know is healthy but you don't like, you can always, I promise you, always find an excellent substitute. Fish is a big one. Fish like fresh salmon and tuna are rich in heart-healthy omega-3s. There's no reason to pinch your nose or force feed yourself if you don't like it or are allergic to it. Munch on some walnuts or eat some flaxseed cereal twice a week instead. I hope it doesn't take you as long as it sometimes took me to find suitable alternatives to drinking or eating something that reminded me of smelly socks. But I have discovered wonderful green flavored teas, honey ginseng, matcha green tea with no calories and no caffeine. And some teas do have caffeine, and they usually label it. And so you can just say, sip, sip, hurrah. So let's also talk about food as medicine.
We'll be back after a quick break.
Have you ever experienced fitness failure? You know, you set a goal to exercise, you're all excited, and then you're not. Hi, I'm Dave. I host the daily 10-minute podcast, Walking is Fitness. Instead of an exercise goal, I talk about making a fitness promise. And every day you keep that promise, you add another link to a growing fitness chain. This is a podcast of action. You'll create a fitness habit, which eventually becomes fitness momentum, and then on to all kinds of good stuff. Check it out. Walking is Fitness, and let's take a daily 10-minute walk together.
And I want to talk about the benefits of nutrient-dense foods as well, because controlling midlife weight gain is pretty much almost every midlife woman's concern, because as we get older and head into midlife and beyond, the metabolism slows down. So weight gain is the most common concern in surveys of midlife women. Certainly exercise with muscle building activities is key to keeping a healthy weight, but you still need very selective, smart, good nutritional strategies. Nutrient-dense foods provide the biggest bang for the nutritional buck. And nutrient-dense foods generally are foods that are high in protein, high in fiber, have heart-healthy fats, minerals, vitamins, and phytonutrients. Healthy nutrient-dense foods, though, can easily be wrecked when you throw in gratuitous excess fat, calories, and salt, so please be choosy. Stress-reducing foods are foods that reduce inflammation and promote a healthy metabolism to reduce overall body stress, like B-complex vitamins that include eggs, chicken, nutritional yeast, fortified cereals, magnesium, which is in pumpkin seeds, avocados, spinach, bananas, broccoli, and dark chocolate. Omega-3 foods include chia seeds, walnuts, almonds, avocado, flaxseed, tuna, salmon, and olive oil. Gut-healthy foods like Greek yogurt, kefir, kimchi, sauerkraut, kombucha tea. Herbs. Cilantro and other herbs might make you feel less stressed. And the gut-healthy foods that are rich in prebiotics and probiotics help you keep a healthy gut microbiome. And future podcasts will delve into depth on this topic. And foods that have B-complex and magnesium and omega-3 are very important at regulating cortisol metabolism and other neurotransmitter levels. And don't forget, sleep and regular exercise help manage your cortisol stress levels and thus help manage that dreaded muffin top midlife abdominal weight gain. So what are foods that lack in nutritional density? They're common culprits of foods that lack nutritional density that can certainly wreak havoc with your life, including excess alcohol, sugar, highly processed foods, and too much caffeine. Again, some caffeine can be an energy boost and good for your brain and fat metabolism in your liver, but too much can be bad on your bones and have other side effects. So some nutrient-dense superstar foods, which we've talked about before, and I'm going to go over again, include kale. It's not because it's trendy, but it is low in calories and still packs a big punch for vitamin A, K, and C. It's also a good source of B6, calcium, potassium, copper, and magnesium. Other green leafy superstar foods include mustard greens, Swiss chard, collard greens, and watercress. Salmon. contains omega-3s, and it also has potassium and selenium and vitamin D, phosphorus, and magnesium. Again, if you don't like fish, don't forget those chia seeds and flax seeds. Sprinkle it on your Greek yogurt. Maybe add a little extra blueberries, because blueberries clock in very high in fiber with lots of vitamins, manganese, and antioxidant effects. Chief among the antioxidants in blueberries is anthocyanin, which protects the human body from cancer-inducing free radicals. It also offers anti-inflammatory and antiviral benefits. Bok choy, also known as Chinese cabbage, is a really fun stir-fry food that's also low in calories, but rich in vitamin C and A and calcium, folate, omega-3. You can shred bok choy, you can serve it up with other vegetables, stir-fry it with some olive oil, garlic, ginger. Bok choy has an antioxidant called indole-3 carbinol. Legumes. Legumes include beans, lentils, and peas. They're relatively low in calories compared to how much protein, fiber, B-complex vitamins, and minerals such as iron, zinc, folate, magnesium that they pack. Garlic. Garlic not only helps spice up so many dishes, but it's high in vitamin C, B1, and B6, as well as calcium, potassium, copper, selenium, manganese. And there's so many antioxidants in garlic. It's really a super health food. Eggs. Yes, whole eggs contain cholesterol, but they're excellent food protein, and they contain choline. And choline helps reduce leg cramps. If you're not a fatty fish eater, you can also know that you can boost your fatty acid intake of omega-3 if you eat the omega-3 enriched eggs. And omega-3 eggs, which you can read and see that on the label, have as much as 3 to 5 times the amount of this essential fat than conventional eggs. And I always would buy the omega-3 eggs because one of my 3 sons did not like to eat fish. So he would get chia seeds on his yogurt, and we'd only serve the omega-3 eggs. Oysters. Oysters are rich in zinc and one of the nutritious of all the shellfish. They're very low in calories, and they have an excellent source of protein, healthy fats, vitamins, and minerals, including B12 and copper. Low-fat dairy. Milk, including lactose-free varieties, contain whey protein, which helps with tendon repair. It's a rich source of calcium, and many milks are fortified with vitamin D. And if you give up drinking milk and you don't have other low-fat dairy products, you might have inadequate calcium intake. Please be sure to go on our Speaking of Women's Health website and take the calcium calculator to see, based on your age and life circumstances, how much calcium you need and what foods are rich in calcium. In future podcasts, I'll go over what cheeses are the best for your waistline. But as we wrap up this podcast today, I want to talk about food as medicine, what food can do for your mind and body. Food is such a loaded word, and I'm not just talking about loaded potato skins. And I'm also not talking just about alcoholic beverages, which were used prior to anesthesia during surgical procedures for pain relief. Food, the meaning of food, the reasons we eat, and the effects of food on our body and psyche is profound. Food is for nourishment and nutrition. Foods rich in omega-3s, B-complex, definitely can elevate your mood. Food can be thought of as medicine, and not just medicine for the soul. We've all heard about comfort foods, like a warm soup on a cold day, or a favorite food when we need a pick-me-up, eating chicken noodle soup with some oregano when we have a cold, sharing and eating chocolate with a loved one on a special occasion. You don't need to be an Iron Chef to use food as medicine. There's quite a bit of research on food's physiologic effects. See below about fascinating tidbits on how you can use food to improve your health. Here's a couple examples. Drink some beet juice prior to your jog and you'll increase your endurance by 5%. Beet juice boosts your stamina by helping to make your muscles more efficient. Eating beets also tends to lower blood pressure. Excessive beet ingestion, though, can color your stool red. And I have seen more than one anxious patient in my career who thinks they have GI intestinal bleeding due to red stool from beets. Bite into some juicy watermelon after your workout to soothe your sore muscles. L-citrulline is the secret ingredient in watermelon that helps accelerate muscle repair. Chew on some juicy pineapple fruit and the stem of pineapples for the effects of bromelain. Bromelain is an enzyme found in pineapples and has been used as an anti-inflammatory. Many have used bromelain to help their osteoarthritis pain, since bromelain seems to help your body fight pain and inflammation. How foods can help your skin. Well, now that you've got your buffed muscles from regular exercise, don't forget to pay attention to your skin tone. Food tips can help give you glowing skin. Foods that are orange, like carrots and pumpkins and peaches, they're rich in natural beta-carotene, which will give your skin a warm, natural tone. Be wary about ingesting excessive amounts of orange foods, like eating bags and bags of carrots, because you can develop beta-carotenemia, where your skin kind of appears yellow and jaundiced from excessive skin pigments. So in your quest to remain strong and healthy and in charge, remember nutritional and medicine effects of foods, whole foods, and not just relying on pills and potions and supplements. Now, some foods do improve your health, but can affect medications. And a healthier diet not only helps in mental and physical health, but it also can help with maintaining weight, losing weight if needed. And you need to know what the best diet is for your age, genetics, sex, and metabolism. And this is an area of research. And nutrigenomics is a expanding field. Foods that improve and repair your body. We've talked about beets and watermelon, pineapple. Don't forget to get enough protein in your diet. Fermented foods are very good for your gut microbiome. Citrus foods are rich in citrate, which can reduce calcium oxalate kidney stones. We've talked about the foods like oatmeal, apple pectin, garlic, and soy protein, which can help reduce cholesterol. And we've talked about caffeine and coffee and tea that can help reduce fatty liver. We've talked about the orange foods like carrots and pumpkins and peaches that can give you that warm glow. Sometimes protein powder can be used to improve muscle mass in people that are wasting muscle. Sometimes it's used as an excellent convenient food option when you're trying to build lean muscle mass and reduce body fat in conjunction with exercise. There's several different types of protein powders available, the most common being milk and soy protein based. Milk-derived protein shakes that feature whey and casein have been shown to be optimal for muscle growth and even tendon growth. And for women with tendinitis and tendon problems, I tend to recommend 10 to 20 grams of whey protein daily as a meal substitute, as long as there's no kidney problems. Now remember, this podcast is to empower you to be strong, be healthy, and be in charge, but it's not direct medical advice. And it's very important you have a good relationship with a trusted physician. If you do want the highest quality, leanest, and most growth-promoting protein powder, then we would recommend looking for one that has whey protein isolate and hydrolysate protein. Can you reduce belly fat with protein shakes? Well, some people will try to help reduce hot flashes, reduce their elevated cholesterol. They might want to consider a very low glycemic soy protein shake that has 20 grams of soy protein. But if you're a midlife woman who's watching her weight and calories, you just can't add protein supplements. You have to substitute it. And there's lots of different flavors. Some protein powders come with caffeine and many do not. So you need to read the labels. What about foods that affect medicines? Well, grapefruit is one of the biggest offenders. It's a great fruit, grapefruit, great fruit, because it's rich in vitamin C, potassium, and magnesium, but it does create nutrient-drug interactions with more than 85 different medications. And these are medicines that are extensively metabolized by cytochrome P450 enzymes before they reach the systemic circulation. So the primary mechanism of grapefruit juice is a drug interaction inhibition of CYP3A4, a mechanism that slows down and reduces drug metabolism, which thus results in higher amounts of unmetabolized drug in your body's circulation. So what medicines are affected by grapefruit? Well, there's a long list. High blood pressure medicines, cancer medicines, mood medicines, hormonal contraceptives, antihistamines, Crohn's disease medicines, cholesterol-lowering medicines like statins. The furanocoumarins in grapefruit juice are the primary culprits in this drug interaction, but this substance is also found in Seville oranges and limes as well. Green leafy vegetables can affect K1 levels, which can in turn affect warfarin or coumadin levels. Calcium-rich foods like milk and cheese are great for your bones, but they can interfere with antibiotic absorption. Pickled and fermented foods that contain tyramine can increase MAO inhibitor levels, which are sometimes used for severe depression. Potatoes and other food like eggplant can actually slow the clearance of medicines like anesthetics, and they should be avoided prior to surgery that requires general anesthesia. So you have to read the label and be sure to talk with your pharmacist, nutritionist, physician about any potential food-medicine interactions, as well as the benefits of food as healing. So as we wrap up this superfood, food as medicine, food affecting health and mood, and food interacting with medications, the kakadu plum is one of the most interesting superfoods. It fights cancer cells and it brightens up the skin. So every few years a new superfood emerges, but right now the kakadu plum is having its moment. It actually has the highest level of vitamin C of any fruit in the entire world, and even more antioxidants than the famous blueberry. So kakadu plums are the stuff that superfood lore is made of. They're a very small light green fruit, and they're native to Australia. They've also been called the billy goat plum, the bush plum, or salty plum. Indigenous people once used the sap and pits of the kakadu plum to treat colds and flu and skin conditions. And certainly there's lots of a push when people have colds and viruses to push the vitamin C and the zinc levels. These days, you're most likely to see this Aussie import of kakadu plums as an ingredient in skincare products, particularly topical vitamin C serums or powders, which can be used in smoothies and soups and sauces. So it's very important to ingest healthy food and your skin, which is your biggest organ, and we are going to have some great upcoming skin podcast. Many times topically, applying some of these vitamins and serums and peptides can really improve the look of the skin. I am your host, Dr. Holly Thacker, and I'm the editor-in-chief of our columns on Speaking of Women's Health. And I hope that you will join me back in the Sunflower House for more podcasts on women's health. And you can subscribe anywhere you get podcasts: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Overcast, Amazon Music, CastBox, Podcast Addict, Pocket Cast, iHeartRadio. Looking forward to seeing you back in the Sunflower House.